I miss you guys.
Did you now?
A whole
What
lot.
what has this off-season been like for you?
It's been a busy off season. It's been really great though. Got married, had a great little honeymoon in New Zealand. Just got a lot of work in as well though. Down like 10 pounds from last year. I really just want to come in and be in good shape and just have a great season. And it's just been a really, really nice off season though. But I'm ready to get back to work.
What was it like to be the subject of so much speculation?
You know, it's really nothing new for me. I mean, my whole career, coming here, it took me 4 years just to get here talking about trade rumors. So, you know, I steer clear of it. I don't really look online. I don't really follow, you know, Twitter or Instagram or anything like that. So it's mostly people, it's hard to avoid it because people are just coming to you wanting to talk about it. But, you know, it's out of my control. This is going on to my 10th year now. So this is something, it's a part of the game, you know, you can't take it personal.
Do you think your years in the league helped you deal with this? Whether you were looking, people were asking about it, you knew what was going on.
Yeah, no question. I mean, going through it before, going through a trade process, it is tough. I mean, when you look at it, it's people are, you know, kind of, it's not like a trade thing is something that's necessarily a positive, great thing for you, you know, but it's a scenario that happens. People speculate. You know, writers want to write, you know, the story. You know, they want people to be interested in what's going on. And this was a thing though this summer. This whole scenario that, like I said, I tried to steer clear of it, and I think I did a pretty good job. And just wanted to be positive and come in and be ready to go.
How did your spouse deal with it?
She's great. She's great. But we kind of had the same mentality. You know, we didn't want to get traded. We love it here. We love being here. I think another year, this second year, obviously coming out, you know, your first year, you're getting used to the city, the team, everything. Having a year under our belt here is great. It's so much more comfortable coming back here and joining this team and the staff. And so we were excited to get back here. But she was just like me. I mean, if we got traded, it's a part of the game, and we would have been all right.
Ryan, can you talk about what's next for you in your game? You said you lost some weight. What do you want to see? What do you want to improve on? What have you been working on in terms of your game?
Yeah, I really, I mean, like you said, I mean, that's the biggest thing for me. Coming in and being in really good shape, it just gives me an opportunity to obviously run better, be just better prepared. I mean, last year, obviously, you know, we could talk about the game, talk about our pace and or how I spread the floor or whatever it is, but I think coming in better shape for me is just key. The game, you know, it's not like they're expecting me to go out there and dribble through my legs, dunk on some, you know, I'm a shooter. I'm spacing the floor. I'm still doing my same job. But I wanted, it's only going to help being in better shape, being able to, you know, I want to rebound the ball better. I want to run the floor harder. And just basically just expand on what I know I can bring to this team, and that is that spacing. I mean, that's why I'm here. I'm not here to all of a sudden get post-ups and, you know, create for myself. So I want to do what's best for this group, and I think being in better shape for me is definitely what I can bring, you know, bring something better.
How will playing two playmaking guards rather than one who runs to that corner, how will that impact you and where you get your shots and what you do?
I think it'll only help. I mean, it's obviously me and James had, I think, a great dynamic coming into pick and rolls. You know, between that three-point line and half-court area, it's really tough for teams to guard that. But you add Chris now, and that weak side defender can't really help over. You know, there's not a whole lot of help side that can be had. So it's going to create. It's going to just be really, really difficult for teams to guard us. I know we said that last year. But imagine two different great playmakers where I can run into a screen, or let's say it doesn't, me and James, we get into a situation where they switch, we swing the ball to Chris, I'm going to go into a screen with Chris again. And multiple options, another playmaker is going to be really great for us. But that threat, I mean, how do you help off of a Chris Paul or a James Harden on the wing?
You going to be running to corners now?
Oh yeah, yeah, I will. I mean, I think being able to spread the court is a huge thing. You know, Trevor and I, we talked about it so much. Last year, we know that's our role, whether we get 5 shots a game or 15. we're helping the game. We're helping spread that court for James and now Chris.
Brian, I know you're not going on trade rumor sites every day, but there was all the talk about your contract that you obviously earned, and that was the holdup in the deal. How much did you hear any of that stuff? What were your thoughts about that? And I think the other part is, when did you believe you were actually 100% going to be on this team this season?
I had a lot of conversations with Daryl, with Gerson. We would, I went to Las Vegas. We did a kind of a workout with the team during summer league. I went to the Bahamas a few weeks ago, and we were having conversations. And talking to them, there's a low probability that the trade was going to happen, but this thing obviously got taken to a pretty high level because it's with a high-profile player. So it was expected, but I didn't put too much energy into whether I'd be traded or whether I wasn't going to be traded. If you do that, I feel like I'm either gonna be bitter or I'm gonna be, in this I don't care stage. So it's being somewhere in the middle, being prepared. I want to come back, and I have a great relationship with those guys. They were very honest with me. I believe that if I was going to get traded, they would have been really honest with me as well. And no ill will or anything. I think that this is great to just have this done before media day, because now I can just really come in and 100% mindset is this group, But as far as the contract stuff, listen, I pinch myself every day I got that contract. I feel very blessed. I was a free agent at a really good time, because I understand this summer free agency was not the same. So anybody that has an issue with my contract, remember that last year there will never be another free agency like last year. And yes, I'm very lucky to be a part of that, but I did work hard to get that. I know what I can bring to this team. I know that, there might be moments when I might score 2 points in a game and go 0 for 7, but we might win that game because James has that extra space, or there's never a moment when I'm just wide open and I'm not a threat. I know what I can do. I know I'm a weapon, and in this team I can use that weapon the best, and that's why they paid me that contract. So whether people understand that or not, it's fine with me. I'm very blessed and happy and fortunate.
Still, did you get something for adding a 3 to your uniform?
Yeah, look at this, man. It feels good. It feels normal again. I don't know. It's just a number, but I've always been 33, or as long as I've had a choice, I've been 33. So, obviously Corey Brewer looked good in that 33, but I am glad to have it back.
But you didn't have to announce that before you negotiated with the guy wearing number 3 now, did you?
Oh, we talked about it, and I was very glad to give it up to him. And I know that that's a pretty big part of his, the player he is. You can't imagine Chris Paul. He's not going to be CP33. That doesn't sound very good.
What's your reaction to President Trump's criticisms of players who kneel in protest of police brutality and racism, and saying that they should be fired if they exercise their First Amendment rights? What's your reaction to his comments?
Yeah, we're in a very, very tough time where sports and politics are becoming a conjoined thing. To me, I want to steer clear of that. I don't want to involve politics into my game. I love my teammates. I love this group. I support my family here. I love being a Houston Rocket and all that stuff. I'm in no place to comment about that, because this is all stuff that I think just gets so carried away, and it's really unfortunate the way things have turned. But for me, genuinely, I just want to focus on my teammates in this season and have a really great year.
Do you think they should have a right to express themselves in that manner?
There's I don't know. There's freedom of speech. There's freedom of there's all these amendments. There's all these important things in place. But it's a tough position to be in as an athlete, because I'm not a politician. I don't feel like I should speak out because I don't have that time and effort into. That's not my life. My life is putting a basketball into a hoop. So for me, it is hard to steer clear of it, and obviously, you know, that's a question we were all prepared we were going to have here because it's the world we live in right now. But for me, I want to steer clear, very, very far clear of all of that for me personally.
Ryan, I don't know if you had time in the offseason or thought why this team fell kind of painfully short last year, and has that been addressed with the offseason?
Yeah, I mean, it was such a tough season because we had a great year. We had a lot of fun, and this was the most fun last year was the most fun year I've had playing. You know, we had a great group, we enjoyed it, and then it ends on such a sour note. You know, one game ending on a sour note, it's tough, you know, and that's what everybody wants to talk about. They want to talk about that one game. So, you know, it took a while that was a sting for sure, but, you know, we can't dwell on that anymore. We have, obviously, I think we have more experience, we have more leadership this year. We have a team that has that experience of going through that heartache last year and knowing that we never want to experience that again. So that's just going to help us improve even more. And like I said earlier, I mean, it was our first year together. So having that year under our belt is just going to make us that much better and comfortable around each other.
Do you think the addition of so many veterans to this roster is going to help you guys in the situation that rosters again in the postseason?
Yeah, I do, definitely. I think it's going to help us in situations where, you know, obviously Chris Paul is such a smart player. He's a great leader for us, and he and James they have a really great relationship, but that's only going to build stronger. And they're going to come to a time, you know, throughout this season where they're going to figure out who needs the ball in their hands at the right time exactly, and it might be one or the other, but this is a team with so much veteran experience. We have great defense, and we have guys that have size. Like you said, just that knowledge and presence of having another veteran guy next to you and communicating with you, it just helps on the court so much. There's no guessing, you know, we know what we bring 100%. Our lineup is solid. So we have a very, very complete team this year.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank
Would
you.
you mind just standing up, let us get a shot of you and the number there?